She's written a book. It's called Out of the Mouths of Mums. We say hello to Ann Walsh right now, art therapist and author of this amazing book. And nice to have you here.
Oh, nice to be here.
Well, you know, you are an author, but I did mention you as an art therapist as well. So what exactly does that mean for you?
I did my BA in psychology, and I went and this was at Ottawa U, and then I went to the University of Montreal and studied mental health promotion and creativity. And I was all about doing the one-on-one, and I'm a very action-oriented person, and I want to see results. And I found that oftentimes people would come in and they didn't really know what they wanted to talk about. And when you do art, it allows you to just kind of dive in and explore. So even if you don't have words, or you're not quite sure what's going on, you just don't like the results that you're getting, you do art, and it brings you to the next step.
And I know now you're helping through written word.
I am.
In a whole different way, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you've basically written stories about motherhood that mums wouldn't talk about. So what does that mean exactly?
Well, so as an art therapist, women would come in looking awesome, like everything was great, and then they'd come in, I'd make them a cup of tea, cup of coffee, we'd sit down, and they'd start to cry, burst into tears, and I'd think, well, what's going on? And then they say, I'm so sorry, and I think, well, why are you saying you're sorry? If you're upset, let's talk about this.
Yeah.
And what I found was that women will talk about what they're frustrated about. So like, my child's not sleeping, my husband's not helping, I can't do stuff for work and be a good mom. And so they would talk about their frustration, but not so much if they were feeling like they were failing, if they were feeling vulnerable, if they were having self-doubts. And as one woman after the other would come through, I'd think, if only she just heard what the other person said, she wouldn't feel so alone.
Yeah, it's normal.
Yes, this is normal. Everybody's struggling, but if you don't know, then you think there's something wrong with you.
Okay, so now you've got these stories in one book.
Yes.
How many mums then would you say that you interviewed or heard stories from?
There's 50 stories in there,
Wow.
50 moms, but I interviewed more than that. Some of them didn't make it in the book either because they really needed to process the experience. Many moms said it was very therapeutic to share their story, just to be witnessed in the first place, and to see it in a progression, because you're focused on this moment, but when you go back, you see how far you've come.
Okay, so why do mums hide their fears, their insecurities, their sadness?
I think there's a lot more judgment of moms, women in general, and because you're kind of expecting to be judged and criticized, you put up this facade that, yes, I'm great, I'm doing awesome. And you might not share the parts of you that are not doing so great. We're people pleasers, and I think sometimes we're just looking at other people and thinking, how do I compare? And so you pretend that you're doing really well.
Okay, so you find that mums need support and
Yes.
not advice, because everybody has advice.
Yes, everybody.
Support. So how is the support given?
Well, so the end of the book talks about, the very last chapter, talks about what do we do? Because it's obvious as you read through the stories, we need support. Motherhood isn't meant to be like this one-woman show. We need a community. And so now that you've read the stories, how do we do that? So I give suggestions for moms regarding how they can support themselves. And then I look at how a community can help by promoting mompreneurs, women who've decided to start a business so they can stay home with the kids or be more available and have their control over their schedule. How do you include a mom? If you see a mom that's a new mom, doesn't have anybody, she's alone, include in your circle, welcome her in. Accept all moms, because it's not cookie cutter anymore. And so don't look at motherhood as just one way of mothering. There are many different ways of doing it.
You got a book signing coming up as well?
I do.
Yeah.
June 29th from 12 to 3 at the Chapters Indigo in Barrhaven.
People can drop by, find out more.
Yes.
And right now, you are even mentioning, because Father's Day just passed,
Yes.
you're going to be working on a fatherhood book.
Yes. Talking to all the moms, I realized that there's a lot that we don't know about fatherhood, and I want to have those conversations.
Want to get the myths, the realities, all of that out.
Well, yes, and if you have both books, couples can communicate and find out about each other's realities.
That's unique and needed. Ann Walsh, thank you very much. The book signing, Saturday, June 29th, Chapters Indigo in Barrhaven. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you so much.
Here's the new book. Have a good day.